Hey, good morning, guys. Something a little bit different today, or different for me. My daughter has swim meet this afternoon, the candy cane, whatever it might be. So my presence is required there. She doesn't swim till 1:30 or 1:29. Yeah, we'll see some birds. It's whether or not I can get close to them. It's very sunshiny, 23 degrees out, not a whole lot of wind, so it'd be real pleasant to be out and about here this morning. But yeah, normally I'm still drinking coffee, thinking about the day at this point in time. Also gonna add, I was out for an early afternoon hunt yesterday on some public land that I enjoy hunting, and it was tough. Sage had one rooster pinned. I could give you a lot of excuses. My glove got stuck in my safety and whatever. And then by the time I could shoot, it was between trees, and you know, it just didn't happen. But anyway, saw a lot of pheasants, very wild, very wild, which, yeah, it's middle of December. They've had people trying to kill them here for the past month and a half, almost 2 months. Birds are a little skittish. And on a bluebird day like today, it's gonna be really difficult to get close, but you know, where I'm going, there's a lot of pheasants. Just hoping some of them are not as intelligent as the others and I can weed them out of the gene pool. Anyhow, hope you guys are doing well, and yeah, we'll see what we can come up with. Thanks. So I'd wanted to hunt this a different way, but I don't want to get into that slough coming in from the wind. Here. Good God. Those are almost all hens. That's awesome. Here. There's rooster. Oh, I need to zoom in on that. Here. That's cool. Okay, let's get him. That a girl, CG. Here, Sage, come here. Here. No, here, come here. Sage, here. Good girl. here. Hey, is that a girl, Sage? Think there's any more pheasants in here? Oh, there he goes. Nice. I guess 3.5-year-old buck. Right here. Sage, where'd you go? Right away. Hey, hey, hey. Bring him here, Sage. Here. Deadbird, where'd he go? Oh, good girl. Good girl. Headshot. Alright. Is that a girl, Sagey? Huh? Is that a girl? There's still pheasants in here. There's that second one I shot. So, alright, Sage, let's go this way. Alright. So, even though I'm hunting, I don't know if you guys can see that through the GoPro at all, but yeah, they're coming in here and they're using it. Oh. So when this final rooster got up, I thought his leg was hanging. I have been out here, let's see, I don't know if I shot one other time. I shot one bird here, shot one time. There's places nearby where he may have been hit. But anyway, yeah, what a fantastic morning. See, hey. Here. Sage. No. Hey, Sage. Hey, how you doing, Sagey? Hey, good girl. Huh? What a morning. I'm gonna keep the shells in the gun. You never know when a goose might fly over. So, I hunt this spot, maybe half dozen times a year. Look at all these tracks in here. I'm never sure what that long dragging mark is. Maybe it's the tail. I don't think so, it could be something else. But anyway, I don't bust through these cattails. And I didn't completely bust through them. I just worked the outside, didn't touch any of that. But what I'm trying to say is I'm very careful to not overhunt it. There's places nearby that get hunted a lot. And again, I mean, these roosters need to be shot, but you know, I guess I'd kind of like to be the one doing the shooting of them. Plus there's I manage this property for my boss, and he and his family have a fair amount of land. And I know that deer hunting, and not just hunting, but providing a place for animals to exist and thrive, it's important to him. So yeah, in that respect too, I don't get out here and just tear it up all the time. I'm sure I could. You know, I'd probably shoot 15, no, maybe a dozen, 10 to 12 pheasants a year out of here. I love that, where the tail drags the snow where they land. So I shoot a dozen, maybe 15 pheasants a year out of here. And when I say I mean, you know, I'll bring people and do a group hunt here later in the season. So that hunt went exactly the way it was supposed to. Yeah, I hunted an hour, shot 3 birds. 2 of them were money. Sage had them pinned. And then that last one, I was sitting there, you know, looking at the food plot and the tracks, and all of a sudden he took off from behind me. Sage did fantastic today. She pinned 2 roosters, and you know, was able to find every one of them that I knocked down. And I wanted to make the comment that it's remarkable that a dog can mark a pheasant that's not dropping straight down, but going down at an angle in cattails. I can see over the cattails, and I still have a very hard time marking exactly where it went. I can get in the area, but I'll go in the area I think it's at. Sage is 20 feet the other way. Got him in her mouth. So anyway, just wanted to mention that as well. Later, guys. Recently, I've had a couple people ask just various things about, I suppose you could call it gear that I use while I'm hunting. So I thought I would just take a minute, maybe 2, kind of run down everything that I'm using. So anyway, here goes. All right, I shoot a Frankie Affinity 3.5. 3.5 for geese. Oh, also very important to get yourself one of these, right, Sage? Huh? Yeah. Piece of equipment number 1. Gotta have it, right? Then of course Sage's training partner, Larry. Larry is he's a cat. What else can you say? So the Frankie Affinity 3.5. I've really liked this gun. The very first time I took it out, it clicked on me twice. Naturally, when there were pheasants about 5 yards from me. But since then, I have had 0 issues. Come on, Sage, get out of there. So my shot cam, it's tough for pheasant hunting to use the shot cam, but I'm getting it kind of figured out. I have one of these on here, which you slide a hot pad or hot hands in there, put it over and attach it. Adds a little bit of life to the camera. I think even without the hot hands in there, it's, you know, kind of an insulator. So $30 sleeve on top of a $600 camera, I guess isn't, I mean, you might as well spend a few more bucks and have it last longer. All right, probably the most contentious piece of equipment or gear that I use is Danner pronghorn. These are 400 gram boots. As you can see, they are in need of a good oiling. Mink oil, you can't go wrong. I probably oil my boots, every other week, maybe every 3 weeks. But when it gets to this time of year where the vegetation is dry, the vegetation is very dry and it just sucks the moisture out of the boots, as well as there's snow on the ground and snow turns to water, and getting them wet, getting them dry, wet and dry, it really weakens the integrity of the leather. So a little mink oil goes a long way. I won't say these are the best boots ever. I've been happy with them, and we'll just leave it at that. Next is the Scuzzy $29.99 Runnings Game Hide Vest. It works. It's got a pocket on each side and a place for your pheasants in the back. I started carrying a couple things this year. First is just some gauze. My wife's gonna be super impressed that I was spilling feathers all over the place, so I've got gauze and I've got tape. So just a couple things, if something were to happen to Sage in the field, that I could address it and get her to a vet. I'm not a superstitious man, I'm a God-fearing man, but Sage has been very healthy this year, so we hope to keep it that way, but we're gonna take precautions just in case something happens where she isn't. And I might as well mention it, even though I have mentioned it before. Black Cloud is my preferred shell, 3-inch number 2. It's what has worked for me, and I shoot it at ducks, I shoot it at geese a lot of times, and I shoot it at pheasants. It's just the all-purpose load, so yeah, we'll go with that. I have multiple batteries just in case. Usually the most I'll go through is 3 batteries in a day. Typically 2. Yesterday was 1, so you never know. But I just like to have batteries just in case. It's a GoPro Hero 8. I like it. It's been good. It's not perfect, but anyway, and then I've got the dual battery charger, which does a nice job. So for my GoPro, I drilled a hole through the cap, put some glue in there, have this mount on here, and then unscrew that, put the GoPro on, and we are good to go. My wife really wants to get me something for Christmas to replace this hat because, well, it's gross. I'm a guy who sweats, and when you put on a couple layers of clothes and chase after a yellow lab, there's a lot of sweating. But anyway, it works. I'm a big fan of neck gaiters. I don't like my face getting cold, so I almost always wear a neck gaiter once it gets under 45 degrees. I don't always have it over my nose and mouth, but I do a lot of times. To go on top of the hat when it gets cold out is just Carhartt stocking hat. Personally, I think Carhartt stocking hats are the best stocking hats in America. Maybe the world. Probably the universe. First pair of gloves I'll show you. These are Browning. These are Browning shooting gloves. They're good. I hunted with them one season. You can see I had to patch them up. I did get a hole in there. They're pretty good. This year I upgraded. These are the Sitka Gunner gloves. You guys that are familiar with Sitka know that there's a price tag that comes along with that. So far I've been happy. Yeah, they keep me warm. I will say that the trigger finger is a little bit lighter for obvious reasons. And there are times, like right when I start hunting, I can feel the wind come through there. So it gets a little bit chilly, but after a while it doesn't. Next, most important piece of my ensemble, after the gun and after Sage, it's the hoodie. The hoodie. That's what I wear. This one is a little bit lighter. This one is a little bit thicker. 35 to 50 degrees. I've just got a t-shirt and this on top of it. Gets in that 25 to 35 range. I wear this. Gets under 20. I usually have a long sleeve t-shirt underneath the hoodie. And if it gets really cold or the wind is pretty brutal, this is just a Cabela's thermal sweatshirt. My sister got it for me for Christmas a couple years ago. Hands down, the best underlayer hunting shirt I have ever had. It's fantastic. So that's what the setup looks like. Nothing crazy, just, it's funny when I start breaking it down, I'm like, oh yeah, I use this, I use this, I use that. But yeah, really, if you got boots, hat, gloves, coat, vest, you don't even need a vest. Vests are handy for carrying shells, but it isn't a necessity. The necessity is that you get out, you go hunting, and you sincerely make an effort to get rid of some of these roosters. We've got to have a lower rooster to hen ratio going into the heart of winter. So please get out, shoot a couple roosters, all right? Thank you. Until next time, keep your tradition alive.